Good Sunday, all my YouTube family and friends. Thanks so much for clicking play and checking out the weather with me today. My name is Jewel, and this is the Weather Channel of J7409. Well, this major storm system that's already bringing heavy mountain snow and coastal rain to the west, it's going to begin to shift to the plain by tomorrow. Now, wintry precipitation for the interior northeast today and some snow accumulations are expected. And then, of course, we've got episodes of moderate to heavy rainfall possible as these showers and thunderstorms continue for the south. But what we're looking at here is snow. This is all snow, folks, and this storm is moving on across. And don't forget to click Show More down below this video. It'll take you to the description box. You'll find a link to go to my community page, and I've got watches and warnings and all kind of things up there for you. So please go check it out. This storm means business. Lots and lots of snow, especially where you see this right in here in California and in Nevada and portions of southern Utah. And this snow moving on up into Oregon, Idaho, that's a good deal too. Also a little bit of snow activity in mid to northern Arizona. And over here, patches of New York, Massachusetts, and Connecticut, you got a chance of maybe some snow also. Checking out the high temperatures for today. Don't look like they're so high, does it, folks? Cold, 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 cold. Coming down from Canada. All my Canadian friends, please stay bundled up and stay in. You know how to stay warm. For us in the lower 48, we know how to stay warm, but we're just not used to these very cold, frigid Arctic temperatures like you guys are. So please be aware, look, it's going to be 5. This is Fahrenheit degrees in Canada right here. -4, 3, -2. When we work our way down into the lower 48, we'll come over to the eastern sections. Look like most of Maine, you should be at the freezing mark today. You move a little further north up around Bangor, you're probably going to be in the teens for highs today. Moving on down the coast, New Jersey, 40, I'll say 40 to 43 degrees today. Virginia, 43, maybe just a little more. When we get down to my neck of the woods, I should be in the 50s. I might hit the mid-50s, I might not, but it should be a lot warmer than it is every place else. And over in Oklahoma, you're in a warm spot. You're going to be in the 50s. We got a jet stream that's going up and down like this, folks, and I'm going to show you something in a moment. Hot spots today are just around the central Gulf states, okay? You see it right here. Over in California, Northern California, you're not too bad. You should be in the lower 50s today. Oregon in the 40s. Washington State around 28. How long will this cold last? Well, this is what the outlook is looking like right now, folks. The 16th, that will be coming up this coming Friday of this week through the 20th when we get right for Christmas week. Looking like it's going to be kind of chilly for everybody except up in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, portions of Massachusetts, and northern New York. That includes northern and upper Michigan. You guys will be pretty average for what you're used to. Everybody else, we're going to be a little cooler or just plain cold, especially up in portions of Oregon, Washington State, Idaho, moving across Montana, coming on down to Wyoming, and South Dakota, a little bit of Nebraska. But all of this area here in the kind of gray looking area, it's going to be chilly. It's just going to be it's going to feel like Christmas. I'll put it that way. What about the week of Christmas or close to it exactly? This just goes to the beginning of Christmas week. So let's go check that out. Now this takes us to Christmas Eve, okay? You see where the very bitter Arctic air is: Washington State, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North and South Dakota, some of Minnesota, Iowa, and Nebraska, and northern Kansas. That's the bitter Arctic cold. Still plenty cold all the way down to Texas. You see it right outlined in this lighter shade of blue. As the lighter shades of blue progress to even lighter, It's still cold weather, but the temperatures are much warmer. So looking like probably from central Florida down to South Florida, you should be at a normal range. Everybody else, though, panhandle of Florida, right on across the Gulf states over into Texas, you're going to be a little on the chilly side. You're going to know that Christmas is here. I'll put it that way for everybody who wants a cold Christmas. It's going to be chillier right on up into these areas. Maine, though, and portions of Vermont and New Hampshire, you're still looking like you should be very seasonable so far as your temperatures go. Now we got the warm down around the Gulf Coast states. That's going to bring up moisture from those areas, and we have that cold coming down, of course. And what happens when they meet? We know, kaboom, severe weather. No severe weather today, but we do have great rain chances. Now, this is what it's looking like for tomorrow, Monday, okay? Now, it's looking like we could have some tornadoes. It's at a 2% chance. It's very low. Looks like it's very evident, though, that this possibly could happen from East Texas right to the lower Mississippi Valley area. And I think probably most of this is going to be at 2% chance. So we'll check it out. It does look like that, mainly where you can have these right here. And this can go from Oklahoma to Kansas, okay? It's a 2% chance for tomorrow. Not much of Oklahoma, just a little bit. And I don't think you'll have any downdraft winds, but you do have a 5% chance of hail tomorrow with thunderstorms as they progress along and move on up from Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Now, when we get to Tuesday, this is what I've been running my mouth about for days, folks. You guys really need to prepare. Make sure that you have a way to get your warnings at nighttime. Make sure your cell phones are charged up, because there is a very, very, very good chance of tornadoes coming this way. This is Tuesday from the east of Texas to the lower Mississippi Valley over Tuesday and Tuesday night. That's what makes it so bad. It's mostly going to happen in the late evening hours and overnight areas. And you can see where this black is, where you see these dashes. This is significant chance, and you can see it's up in 30%. And this chance outlines parts of eastern Texas and goes over into some of Mississippi, the borderline here, a large portion of mid to northern Louisiana, and some of southern Arkansas. And even in this yellow area, there's still a good chance, 5% chance wherever you go, and we've had them at 2% chance, and that's what's coming up tomorrow. But on Tuesday evening and Tuesday night, I can't stress it enough, if you live in these areas, please be aware and be prepared for what might come your way. So far as snow goes for Christmas, I've had some of you to ask me about that. Well, there's going to be a lot of snow before Christmas off and on across portions of the lower 48, but on Christmas Day, I think probably New England might have some snow falling for them. We'll have to wait and see. A little far out the forecast right now, but that's what it's looking like may happen right now to me. Here's a NAM map, courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. Thank you, Levi, my friend, for letting me use this map. This is going to go through today through 3 days, and all this heavy mountain snow, all this bad snow that's coming down, along with some coastal rain, it's going to continue in the west today under the influence of a deepening upper level trough. Now, some strong surge of moisture overspreading the region from the Pacific. That's what's happening. Additional snowfall. There's generally between 6 to 12 inches, and some's going to be even locally higher and possible through tomorrow, Monday, especially if you're in the mountain areas of the Great Basin, the Central Rockies, Arizona, and Southern California. Looking like the heaviest of the snow, it's going to continue to be in the Sierra Nevada of California, with several feet of snow expected. God bless you if you love snow. Hooray, you got plenty of it. Most of the significant snow should remain, though, in the higher mountain elevations, and some light accumulations are possible in the interior valleys, particularly in the Northern Great Basin area. Now, heavy coastal rain intensifies by a strong surge of moisture from the Pacific associated with an atmospheric river. Now, that's going to shift from the central California coast to Southern California today, and there is a chance of maybe some excessive rainfall in effect for Traverse and Peninsula ranges of Southern California, where locally higher totals of 2 to 3, maybe even 4 inches of rain in scattered instances is going to happen, and that's going to cause maybe a chance of some flash flooding for some of you in the vicinity of the burn scars. If you live anywhere where you've got burn scars, you could have some flooding, so please be aware and stay safe with that. All the heavy snow and rain, strong winds, they're going to continue to be a concern, and wind advisories are in effect for portions of central and southern Great Basin in California. You could have some winds higher than 45 miles per hour right on through all day long today. Now, we got a strong surface low. That's going to begin to develop in the lee of the Rockies early tomorrow morning, Monday morning, as this upper level trough continues eastward. Now, moisture will begin surging northward over the plains following a developing warm front and ahead of the developing cold front. Now, what does that do? Boom. It's going to start these showers to come up with severe weather that I'm talking about. And we do have a chance of excessive rainfall Monday for portions of southern Kansas, Oklahoma, and North Texas. And this could be intense downpours with these storms. So to the north, we got that winter storm, and to the south we've got all this rain coming, and that just is what makes things happen. And strong winds, downslope winds ahead of the system will lead to your temperatures a little bit above average, like I just showed you, down around Texas, Louisiana, the Gulf Coast states in that area. But that's all going to change, as I showed you, coming up in the next week ahead. Now, as the upper level wave moves quickly over the northeast, it will accompany this cold front, and the surface will bring the chance of rain and wintry precipitation today. Snow accumulations of 4 to 6 inches and higher are forecast for the higher elevations of the Berkshires and the Catskills. Lighter amounts between maybe 1 to 2 inches, maybe 3. They're going to be possible for western New England and interior portions of the northern mid-Atlantic from New York into central Pennsylvania. Now, while locations in the mid-Atlantic closer to the coast should see mostly rain. Some snow may mix in later this afternoon. High temperatures look like they're going to remain just a bit cooler than average for you, especially for New England, as I've showed you for today's highs. Now, we got a small-scale disturbance, and it's moving along a frontal boundary, slowly drifting southward across the south, and it's going to continue to initiate rounds of showers and thunderstorms today, producing areas of moderate to heavy rainfall. We got a chance today of this excessive rainfall for portions of Texas, Louisiana, Gulf Coast into southwestern Mississippi, where these storms are going to move roughly parallel to the front, and it may lead to local heavier rainfall totals with some isolated incidents of flash flooding. So that's what it's looking like today. And for the next 3 days coming up, I check it every day. The weather's gone nuts, folks. We all know that. It kind of changes off and on every day. But this snowstorm from the atmospheric river from the west is a doozy. Please go check out your watches and warnings. Also, advisories coming up over in this area for New York, portions of Massachusetts, and Connecticut. Don't get caught out in it if you don't have to. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe. Click the J7409 Weather Ensemble in the bottom right-hand corner. Click that bell and check off all to make sure that you get all my latest weather videos. I'd appreciate it very, very much. I thank you for everything you guys do for me. I love you all so much. Please stay warm. Please stay safe. And please never lose your faith. Keep it steady. I know we're all going through rough times right now. Keep your faith. We'll be taken care of. Have a good day, a safe day, and a blessed day, my friends. I love you all so much, and may each of you have much peace, love, and kindness in your life today.